Good morning, guys. It's actually morning. And look who's joining me. Luna. Hey, bugger. Hey. You missed mommy all morning. Hey. She's been meowing since I don't even know what time. But she kept getting up in the bed, licking my hands and stuff. What's disgusting is because she likes everybody in the house. But man, she drools a lot, especially when she gets in the neck. And yesterday morning, was it yesterday morning? I think it doesn't really matter. But when she was up on me, she shook her head like a darn dog, and the sweat just went, not the sweat, her drool went right across my face. There was another time when I had the Jolly Rancher stuff in my hair, which this morning my hair is nothing. I just got out of the shower. This seems way too high. There we go. The other morning, there we go. When I say the other morning, I don't even know what morning I'm referring to, but a couple of days ago, I guess she liked the smell of the pomade in my hair, and I felt drool just come right down my face. It like stopped right here, and I was like, ugh. I love my cat, but I don't want her drool in my eye or my mouth. Everybody, you think that's funny? No, it's gross. Surprisingly, everybody's up this morning. Matt, obviously, he's still not home. He won't be home until Friday, which I'm excited for, because neither one of us like him having to go out of town. But it's work, and another company borrowed him again. But yeah, David got off work this morning at 6 or 6:30. He brought me home a coffee, third day in a row, so I just heat it up, microwave, throw it in here, keep it nice and hot. But he's up. He has plans for today. Even though he has to work night shift tonight, he has a friend coming over today so they can play Magic the Gathering. And then their other friend's coming to pick them up in the later part of afternoon. They're all going to a car show, which that should be fun. I like car shows. I know nothing about cars, but I like looking at cars. But yeah, and even Grace is up. But I also went in her room because I'm such a procrastinator, and not even just a procrastinator, but there are things that are important to me that I do, and then I get in my own way and I don't do the things because I put everything else above the things that I actually want to do. So anybody who knows me on a personal level knows that putting God first is important to me. So where am I going? I'm going with the fact that Grace is up because I was listening every morning when I get up. I try to have some sort of routine, and even though I'm up 38, I'm still working on trying to be consistent with things that I want to do. So like I'll listen to my Bible app while I make my bed. But this morning, I think I ended up making my bed before I listened to my Bible app. So this morning, I went into Grace's room while I was listening to it, and then of course she woke up. I think she was on the verge of telling me to get out, but I was like, hey, you keep saying you want to get up early. And to be honest, I went in her room at like 9:30. I got up at 5 to 9. That's the second morning in a row, 5 to 9. I need sleep though. I'm so tired. I got 5 hours and 25 minutes of sleep last night. I know some people's like, that's not bad, but I need a solid 8 hours a night. So I'm either going to end up with a migraine today or a VM episode, which I ended up with a VM episode. Wasn't it yesterday after supper?
Yes.
Yeah, I ended up with one after supper yesterday. Grace stayed out with me until we both decided to go to bed last night,
11.
which was 11:30. But me being a dumbass stayed on my phone, and I already know if I have my phone out, I'm not gonna sleep. Yeah, So yeah, I'm a procrastinator. I did laundry yesterday. By I mean I washed the laundry, but it's not put away. So today I need to put my laundry away. If I do it, it's because I never drank anything yet. This is probably another like best purchase that I've done. It's this brand. I got it from Safeway, and I'm just gonna say Safeway in general is an expensive grocery store. So if you don't have to go there to buy anything, don't. I don't know if New Brunswick and Newfoundland have Safeways. Even Co-op. Co-op used to be an excellent place to shop for stuff. We've been members with Co-op forever. But we barely shop there anymore. I've known... see, this is where I go. I'm like... It's first thing in the morning. Just in general. There's a lot of random shit I could talk about. Maybe I'll just... So my laundry's still sitting there. I'm just gonna use this brush. Yeah, David, I'm talking to myself. Do you want to come in here and be like, yo, what's up? No. David, from the bedroom. Oh.
Yeah, well, it's just hit my neck and hurt.
I need to put my laundry away. David's gonna go do his laundry. Where we live, we have to put money on a laundry card because we live in an apartment. And then you put your card on the washer or dryer. Even doing a load of laundry is expensive. I don't know if it's cheaper at the laundromat.
No.
You don't think so?
You pay gas money to get there for one thing.
Well, yeah, I guess you're driving to the laundromat. Because that's what Dad and I used to do. We used to just go down there. Yeah.
He would shove on by himself.
But now we try and do it. So I do laundry on... I wash laundry on Mondays, and I do another load on Fridays.
I think it's about the same if we didn't have to drive.
If we didn't have to drive, it'd be the same cost.
Yeah, around the same. I think it's like $10 to do a full load.
Our bedding, though, we take that to the laundry room. Well, Matt and I have thick...
Yeah.
Our bedding's too thick to go in the washing machines here. So we usually drop that off at the laundromat, and the people there will wash it for us and then just have us go pick it up later. We could stay there. But the thing about staying at the laundromat waiting for your laundry to be done is there's a buy and sell store right beside it and a dollar store. Matt and I almost always end up in the buy and sell. And I mean, we've gotten better at not buying something just because we go in a store. But then we go in the dollar store, and then I come out with like 2 bags full of shit that I wasn't even thinking about anyways. But because I went in there, I was like, oh, like Grace would like this. Hey, I can use this for something. So us not going to the laundromat, aside from dropping off our bedding, has actually saved us. Saved my husband money. Like, he doesn't give a shit though. Like, he will be like, well, did you really need that? And I like, not really. And he'd be like, well, just use it. I kind of think
How do you get bacon out of this thing?
how you get what?
The bacon out of this thing.
You just cut a line across the pack of bacon. Scissors. Or you mean cutting the bacon in half?
No, how do I get it out of the big package? It's not.
You take your hand, put it in, take it out, and then wash your hands. It's not gonna kill you.
It's so slimy though.
So, yeah. I was talking about my laundry. So yeah, I washed laundry yesterday, and then the bag is sitting at the foot of our bed. So I need to do that today. David's friend's coming over. I don't like people coming over here unless I go through and clean. Because when you live in your own home, you don't know what your home smells like. And I don't know if anybody ever thinks about that, but that's something that I think about. Because when you go into someone else's house, everybody's house has a smell, right? Doesn't mean it stinks or anything. And now that we have Luna, we use a diaper genie. It's called a cat genie, but it's the same concept, diaper genie, like for babies. So we put her litter in there so that we don't have that smell. But her litter box is still obviously in the house, so I don't know if anybody can smell cat when they walk in here. I mean, if they don't like it, they don't have to come in here. But yeah, so I want to also clean up a bit today. Yeah. What? It was cheaper. I want to try out different laundry soaps to see what we like. So aside from procrastinating on actually getting my laundry put away, man, I hate how first thing in the morning, I don't smoke or anything. And I think people have said it's because of the back and forth of just Alberta weather. Even Matt, everybody in this household, we all wake up, and people might say, oh, it's because you got a cat. No, this is even before we even had a cat. Every morning it's like either runny nose, stuffy nose, like the scratchy throat. You know, so I don't have like no friggin' neck. Like be an earthworm. Why did I do that? Two things that I've been procrastinating. Grace and I have this huge closet that we share in her bedroom. And I keep going in there, looking at my side of the closet and being like, today's the day. And then I'm like, maybe tomorrow. And I've been doing that now for months. Also, my dresser, same thing. I know I have things in there that are either too small, too big, too stained, because I have a lot of stuff that I just spill food on. But I keep procrastinating going and getting that stuff done. I don't know if it's because it just looks like too much and I'm just like, no, I can't handle it. Or if it's, what if I get rid of something and then I regret getting rid of it? And I am not doing that Marie Kondo, what's her name? Marie something. Where people pick up everything and they're like, oh, I love it. Or like, no, it's literally just stuff. I don't have an emotional connection to anything I own, but it's more so like if I get rid of a plaid shirt, what if I'm like, shit, like I could have wore that with a pair of shorts and a tank top. But honestly, what I wear now is shorts, t-shirts, pajama sets, jeans, t-shirts, leggings, t-shirts, because I feel like it gets too hot to wear long sleeves. Again, Alberta weather, it's so back and forth. I feel like it's always hot, or it's either too damn hot or it's too damn cold. I know there's a lot of procrastinators out there. So, who's excited for school? I would say I am, but when the kids, I mean, Grace is the only one left that's in school. So, I don't know. I'm not excited for her to go back to school. But I'm looking for something. 1 second. Am I going outside today? Maybe. Thinking I should put some sunscreen on my face, maybe. Ugh. Anyways, yeah, I'm a procrastinator. What do you guys think about all the alien shit? Here's the thing. Okay, first things first. In a heartbeat, and Matt and I talk about this, if a damn spaceship comes down here and does taking people, my husband would be out there in a heartbeat saying, "Take me the hell out of here." Like, the entire time I've known my husband, he always said, like, aliens come, I'm gone. Like, I'm going with them. He's so fascinated. I also am fascinated with aliens, but I think what a lot of people refer to as aliens are not really aliens. I think they're demonic beings. And some people might say, well, you know what, Tammy, you're off the rocker. And that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But personally, what I would consider aliens, or what most people would consider aliens, I would consider demonic beings. I believe in God, obviously. I believe in ghosts. I've seen, how many times will I say short story or long story short? When we moved to Newfoundland, when we first moved to Newfoundland, I didn't live with my parents and my sisters. I lived with some relatives. Some shit happened, not with them, but with me being a dumb teenager. So my ass was dragged to my grandparents' house. And I don't think it was the first night living there at my grandparents' house. But it was pretty early on. We all went to bed. We all slept in the bedrooms that were in the basement. I don't know if my sisters were asleep or not, or fake sleeping, but I remember laying there, and I don't think I could describe what the person looked like now, because it was such a long time ago. But I watched this woman walk around behind the couch that one of my sisters was sleeping on, and this woman kept I watched her walk, and she stopped at the foot of my bed. And was I scared? I don't know if I was scared, but I remember the next day I described this woman that was in the basement to my mom, and my mom's face changed. And then I think later that same day, my mom and my Nan Cormier had me sitting at the kitchen table, and Mom had me re-explain to Nan this woman that I saw in the basement, like exactly what she was wearing, her face, her hair. And I did, and my Nan started crying, and she said that was her mom? And I don't even know my Nan Cormier's mom's name. I've never seen a photo of her in my entire life. And yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. That's as far as I'm gonna go there with that, because I have certain thoughts. Do I believe in ghosts? Yes. Do I believe in spirits? Yes. But my beliefs on them are not the same as a lot of the general public. People who haven't actually sat down and read their scripture. She just got out of the shower too, and she got her bacon and egg toast sandwich.
And tea.
People who haven't actually read scripture, and I'm not talking reading it one time. I've been reading scripture for over a decade, on and off. I've listened to other people. I've listened to other people from different faith backgrounds and stuff. Because I know before I used to read scripture just to read scripture, so I would read it like you would read a storybook or you would read like a menu at a restaurant. I wasn't reading it to learn, and I wasn't reading it to understand. And the thing about scripture, everybody interprets what's in there differently. Lots of people, even people who say they believe in God, have said, oh, the Bible's irrelevant. Like, God has probably changed his mind on a lot of things. And then, this is weird, but when I had somebody, one person in particular, who told me that they believe in God, but that he would change his mind and views on things now, and that they've read Bible, and I was like, I mean, I got angry. I never said anything. I sat there and kept my mouth shut. Because deep down, I want to ask them, how can you say you believe in him and his word, but then say his word is irrelevant? God's not changing. He's not going to change. Whether people like to hear this or not, God's the same today, tomorrow, yesterday, forever. He's not going to change his way of thinking just because we do, or because we want to. That's not how he works. And any person who understood even just a little bit of who God is would understand that he's not going to change. Where was I go? Oh yeah, so what I think about ghosts is not the same as a lot of people. Yeah, all that's got to go, please. I probably could do a whole video on my thoughts on ghosts and spirits. My husband, Matt, I'm gonna stop. I call him my husband because it's just, I don't know. I mean, he is my husband, obviously. Man, I was supposed to be talking about me being a procrastinator, but I guess, you know what? Yeah, procrastinating on talking about me procrastinating. Because I can always get back to that in another video. I know, right? I need to stick to one thing. Matt, did he say he went to church growing up? I think he went to church growing up, here and there. What? No, I'm keeping that. I just wanted it there out of the way. I think he said he went to church. Not a lot. He said his parents... Well, I'll put it this way. Based on what my husband told me about his upbringing, different than my upbringing. Although his dad did seem pretty strict. Some of the stuff he told me I thought was kind of funny. Because, I mean, I'm going to change topic if I go there. So he said they went to church. His parents didn't talk about God. And if they did, he doesn't remember. Matt is he's a seeing as a believing kind of dude. But he's very open to listening. I mean, he'll listen to me babble on about shit, and I've seen that twinkle in his eye when I talk about certain things. And what's funny is he's also seen things. Even here in our home. We both see orbs. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen orbs. And if you don't know about orbs, we've seen black orbs. We've seen black shadows. the majority of the black shadows that I seen in our home were during a period when somebody else was living here. And then after they moved out.
Can you elaborate on black shadows?
Um,
What do you mean by black shadows are?
have you seen black shadows?
Well, no, but black shadows are black. These are shadows.
Okay, so shadows that shouldn't even be in here. And
I see shadow.
and I'm talking even during when everything in here's open. It's been years since we've seen any black shadows. We used to see black orbs, white orbs, blue orbs. My husband, Matt, used to think I was odd when I'd say, I'd like, oh, did you see that? Until he started seeing stuff himself. My husband's more, he believes in aliens. He believes in ghosts. He believes in spirits. When it comes to God, though, what? Huh? Keys. Oh, when it comes to God, he. I don't know if he's like. I feel like he wants to believe in God. There's stuff that I talked with him about, and funny thing is, some of the guys at work he works with started talking to him about the exact same thing, like exactly. And he was like, "Oh shit, my wife told me that too." So I told Matt, like, I don't know. I mean, he's really open to talking about God, faith. But yeah, he said he wasn't brought up in the same house. He wasn't brought up in a household where God was like talked about a lot. Our household, so me, my the four of us girls who did live in the same house. I don't think my mom talked about God very much, other than that she believes. But my dad, he would talk about God all the time, and my nan Robishaw. And then sometimes my uncle James. This is like growing up though, not in like adulthood. I mean, my dad will talk about God to anybody who will listen. And if they don't want, I mean, I'm the type of person, if I'm talking about God and you're just like, yeah, okay, can you not? And I'll just be like, all right. But yeah. And here's something too. I've always believed in God. Why? I don't know. Is it because of my dad and my grandmother? No. And the reason why I say that is because I remember when we lived on Nason Road. So I know that when we lived on Nason Road, I was 10 years old and younger. Because it was like 10 when I was 10 years old at some point when we moved to St. Martin's. But I remember as a young child always talking to God. And I had all these questions that I think as a child were normal questions, like, well, where the hell did you come from? I mean, I didn't say where the hell did you come from to God, but I was like, well, where did you come from? Who made you? All sorts of, I mean, I had all sorts of questions about Mary and Joseph and Mary getting pregnant with Jesus. It took me a while to realize that Jesus is God in human form, which some people would be like, whoa, like, there's no way, that's not true. I mean, again, you gotta really read his word and then pray about it. Could I be wrong? Yeah. And I would feel like shit if I found out one day that I'm wrong. But here's my thing. See, what was I saying? I don't think my dad and my nan are the reason why I believe in God. Again, I've always believed since a young child. I've gone back and forth with my relationship with God. It wasn't until after David was 2 and I came to the realization that I was having severe postpartum depression. I was by myself. I noticed things that I was thinking and possibly attempting to do. And I realized these things were not me. That there was something going on. And so I started talking to God, reading my Bible. And even over the past 19 years, where I am in my relationship with God has gone up and down because, I get in my own way. Dang. I think I'm just gonna, should I stop right there? So anyways, my thoughts on ghosts and stuff. I believe in demons too. I mean, my thing is, if you can believe if you're gonna believe in angels, then why would you not believe in demons also? That's like, there are people who believe in the devil, but they don't believe in God. How do you come to that conclusion? Or how do you come to that? Because people, I mean, you know, Satan doesn't exist without God, right? I don't know. And that's my thought on that. That's like people are like, oh, I believe in angels, but I don't believe in God. Where the heck do you think angels come from? Who do you think made them? Like, I believe in ghosts, but I don't believe in God. Another one. How can you believe in ghosts but not believe in God? Well, I'm not. I just put blush on my forehead. Well, you know what? It's not. It'll be fine. Yeah, there's stuff that people believe in, but they say they don't believe in God, and it's like, but all this stuff that you believe in, if you go read your Bible, this stuff it came from God. Like, there are things that do not exist without God. I don't go to church anymore. I was gonna say I'm off topic, but I'm still on the topic of God. I don't go to church anymore, and you wanna know why? I don't know if pastors are afraid to lose their congregation, or if they're afraid of offending people. I've never been in a church that has ever talked about the book of Revelation. Why are you not talking about the book of Revelation? The Bible is past, present, future. The book of Revelation is what people need to hear. I remember we moved to Newfoundland. I started talking about things to my aunt and uncle, and my aunt covered her ears and asked me to stop talking because I was scaring her. I mean, the Bible is not to scare people. The Bible is full of information. Things from the past, our present, things to come. Is it written out in a way that we can understand? No, but there are chapters in the Bible, like the book of Daniel. There's the book of Daniel, and I think Ezekiel, and then even in the Old Testament, there's talk about things in the book of Revelation that's referring to our future. Some people think it's just a bunch of gibberish. It's just a story tell. And then there's a lot of us. There's actually a lot more people than I thought who actually believe and are on the same train of thought that I'm on when it comes to the book of Revelation. I know people get confused because the book of Revelation it's a revelation. It's the revealing of something. Our future events are being revealed to John, And this is what's kind of cool. John, I mean, I don't know how old he was or what year he was born, but there was obviously some sort of like time travel or like futuristic thing where God was taking John and showing him things in our time and future time that John never seen before in his life. So the book of Revelation, there's a lot of things in there being described and talked about. And the only way possible that he could explain it based on what was around in his time. So like a cell phone, for instance, I don't think a cell phone's being talked about in Book of Revelation, but like AI, compute, like technology, army tanks, helicopters, soldiers on the ground, like our guns, machinery, stuff like that. John doesn't describe those things as how we would describe a gun or a computer or a nuclear explosion or an asteroid coming down. He doesn't explain those things how we would, because none of this stuff was around back then. So the book of Revelation, there's a lot of things being described and talked about, and the only way John could describe these things based on what was around back then. Some things, like, I don't know, a scorpion's tail would be something that he would use to describe a part of something. I mean, it's really, really interesting what's in the book of Revelation. Something funny. Well, I mean, it's not funny, but it was kind of shocking to me. I clean house for an elderly couple, neighbors. I had absolutely zero idea that they even went to church, let alone believed in God. And I don't remember. One day I was sitting at the kitchen table where the wife, this married couple, they're adorable. I don't think I've seen love look like this in my life between two people. I mean, I've seen people in love, but like, and I know this woman's backstory. She's had it tough, but man, the love that she has for her husband and God, holy shit. I haven't told her that I just love the love that they have in that household. It's anyways, they go to church, and they too have the exact same beliefs. They believe the same things I believe, and I thought that was crazy to run into somebody who's been living here for like 12 years, and I had no idea. Because I always feel like, maybe are people too scared just to come out and say, like, I believe in God and stuff like that? Like, don't be scared, don't be ashamed. You don't want to be ashamed to say that you believe in God, okay? Do you want God to be ashamed of you? No. But anyways, she does Bible study with her church group, and they just got done doing the Bible study of the book of Revelation. And her and I started talking about that. I said something, and she started crying, and I came home, and I felt bad right off the bat, and I was like, shit, like, what was it about that I said? So I ended up emailing her, and I was like, I am so sorry. The book of Revelation's not meant to scare you. I know, like, a lot what's in there is scary, but just know, like, in the end, God wins. Like, focus on that. God wins, okay? No matter what happens, God wins. You just gotta stay strong in your faith. And then what was really sweet, for Christmas that just passed, they actually got me the Bible study guide for the book of Revelation, which I was like, dang, like, these guys actually paid attention to things that I talked about and what I'm interested in. I mean, obviously, I have more interest beyond talking about scripture and about God and my faith. I'm into like outdoor stuff. Again, I like to cook. Feeding my family is probably making sure my family is fed and healthy and happy and feeling safe. Is top priority for me. Family's important. I say that knowing that. Okay, when I say family, I'm talking moms, dads, siblings, grandparents. But then when I get to grandparents, there's so many times I've told Matt I don't like that I don't have a relationship with my Nan and Poppy Cormier. That really sucks. I don't know if I mentioned that to my Nan Cormier before. I might have. I'm probably not going to finish my makeup in this video, just so you guys know. Or maybe I will. I don't have much of a relationship with my husband's side of the family. I love his family. I might not act like I do, but I do. It's just awkward. His and his mom and I's relationship is definitely better than it was. Like, we can talk, have civil conversation and stuff. I love her. I love his dad. We don't talk. His dad's kind of a quiet man, but I also think, because I don't know. There's just some people I just don't talk to because I just feel like it's awkward. I love his brother and his sister, Allison. She, man, I can't talk about his sister without laughing because she's, I mean, obviously things are different now. A lot of time has passed. But she's always made me laugh. She's so, I don't know about now, but to me, she's always been so out there, not afraid. Like, I don't know. Sometimes there's things Grace does or whatever, and I'm like, that's Allison, man. That's Allison. His brother, I mean, I love his brother too and his wife, like their family. I talk to his brother when we go over there. But that's, I don't know. It's kind of awkward too. Maybe his side of the family doesn't feel awkward, and maybe they just think I'm weird or something. I don't know. I also, some people in this family, so I feel like Matt's dad and his brother, they talk differently than how Matt and I talk, and like different sorts of topics. And I'm not gonna say what kind, because then people might say I'm judging. It's not me judging, it's just Matt and I having a realization there's a difference. There's a difference in some things. Not like difference of like, oh, we don't like each other. We all like each other. It's difference in, like, I guess, way of living and stuff and what we do. I think, yeah. So when it comes to family, I tell Matt, like, I wish the foundation of the family was stronger. But I mean, we're living out here in Alberta, and aside from his brother being out here, everybody else is in other provinces. I know I just said, to me, I think of immediate family, so like parents, grandparents, siblings. I'm not saying like I don't love relatives, because I consider everybody else relatives. I mean, they're still family, but have you guys met my dad's side of the family? We're all different. I'm just gonna put maybe, I mean, if you knew all my dad's siblings, how they all turned out, their lives and stuff, then maybe you would understand why their kids all turned out the way they did. I mean, me and my sisters, we were all raised in the same household. I think we were in a loving household, a disciplined household. But there were things, I mean, everybody's point of view. So me and my sisters probably all have a completely different point of view and perspective of our upbringing. But I feel like our household was love and discipline. And the things that our cousins, the households our cousins were living in, I think it was different than ours. Like, do I start talking about some stuff? I mean, it's no secret, and if people just want to be like, why are you telling lies? Why are you judging? I wouldn't say it's judging, it's just, owning up to shit. Like, come on now. My mom's side of the family, like her siblings, I don't think any of them are fucked up. Not like my dad's side. My relationship with all my aunts and uncles, I think the relationship is gone. I only had one relationship. I mean, I had my Uncle James and my Aunt Lori, but those relationships they're... As I gotten older, I realized a lot of shit, and I was like, wow. All I can say is, me being a gullible person, too trusting. I don't know. That might be like confusing, but I just realized, growing up, I realized a lot of adult situations, like not even situations, but conversations, stuff that was talked about that I did not need to be a part of. But yeah. Anyways, I don't hate anybody. There's a lot of people on both sides. No, I think just one side I don't like. And whatever. I don't have to like everybody. I love everybody though. I just don't like everybody. Billy Joe. She's the one sister, and well, even Amanda. Two sister. Well, I guess Terry too, right? We love each other. We just, I don't know. The relationship's not there, which is kind of shitty. But I mean, I don't like when people say, well, your brothers, your sisters, your family. It's like, yeah, we still love them and that, but like, you don't gotta try and force us to have a relationship. Not everybody's like tight knit, and people need to, I mean, yeah. Even Matt's not close with his brother or sister. Maybe once upon a time ago he was. Just, things change, man. Shitty to say. A fun fact, my mom used to not call home, like to her parents, because she would just end up crying every time. I'm kind of in the same boat. I went from calling home all the time to I just literally text. Leah doesn't always tell mom what I tell her though. Mom's like, Leah doesn't tell me anything. Which is kind of funny. I can't talk to my mom on the phone. I just automatically start crying. And then even my dad, because since my nan passed away, I want to call and ask my dad, like, hey, how are you feeling? I can't talk to none of my sisters on the phone. I mean, Leah and I probably could, but we would just, she'd be on the phone like, just giggling the entire time. Because I don't know if it's nervous giggle or whatever, but it's hilarious when you get on the phone with Leah and she'll say hi and then she'll start laughing. It's funny. Yeah. Have I talked to Terry on the phone? I don't know. Billy Joe, before she started having kids, I talked to her on the phone. Tiffany, we've talked a few times, but then I was sucking back tears. I haven't seen Tiffany since David was 1. I don't know if anybody knows, but Tiffany and I are exactly 1 year apart. I'm 1 year older than her. You wouldn't know it, but we used to hang out a lot. I mean, our personalities growing up were different. Yeah, I'd say different. And we were both assholes to each other. Even me and Terry were assholes to each other. I know some stuff that's funny, but it was mean. I don't know. If Terry doesn't care if I talk about random shit, I might bring it up. I know people witnessed it, both in New Brunswick and Newfoundland, but even me and Terry were a bit assholes with each other. Here's one thing. I always wanted Terry to like me, and I feel like she's never liked me. But I'm wondering if I did that to myself. I don't know. I know she loves me. I love her. Holy shit. I don't think anybody's gonna sit through this. I didn't finish off any thought process considering my procrastination. I didn't finish where I was going with beliefs and stuff. But again, random morning chats with me. Honestly, because in the mornings when I sit down anyways, to like do my makeup or just do what I did here, I have a tendency to talk to myself. So I'd rather just talk like this. And anybody who's interested in listening, you know. Thank you. I cannot wait for Matt to get home. Last night he was like, 6 more sleeps. And I was like, what, you're coming home Thursday? And he's like, no, I'm just not counting tonight. Yes, my husband and I are those people. We are counting down sleeps till he's back home. I can't wait. It's like, he's a pick ass. Again, this is completely random. But being together 21 years, just the evolution of the different changes that we've gone through personally, maturity wise, just our love for each other. Like, I don't think I ever thought that, you know, when you were with somebody that your love would grow. I thought you love them and that's that. But why do I feel like I'm gonna start crying? Oh, shit. I must have hit a nerve within myself. Matt's parents raised a good guy. That's all I could say. Anyways, yeah, I was gonna say, you never think your love for somebody can grow beyond what it is. I love Matt every stage of the 21 years that we've gone through. Who would have thought that would be the thing that would get me this morning? I also miss him. I should just get off and go drink my coffee. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I mean, anybody who's been in love, anybody, it's just so weird how your love continues to evolve and grow. But yeah, his parents they did an excellent job with Matt. He's, I don't know. He's nothing like his parents. to be honest, based on what he's told me about his upbringing, it shocks me. He's so affectionate, he is loving, communicative. We didn't know how to communicate before, but over the past, 10 years, our communication skills have, wow, there's stuff that we never talked about until we were in our 30s. And I mentioned one thing to my mom. I'm not going to say it on here, but there's some things that people don't talk about in their relationships, whether you're married or just long-term relationships, like your needs, your wants, boundaries. I don't know. Maybe God knew I needed Matt. And people would say, Tammy, that's just bullshit. But no. I messed with Matt's mind. I messed with his feelings when we first met at 16. So we've been together 21 years. But during the first year, I broke up with him because I had other people in my ear saying, oh, he's just going to be controlling. Matt's going to be all about money, and he's going to put money before you. And and then I also know Matt had people in his ear as well. And we just came to the realization, hey, this is why we don't tell people shit all. You only know things about us if we want you to know. We don't, even our family, both sides, we don't tell anybody anything unless we want them to know. Because Matt told me a lot of things. And I've told him some things, because there wasn't a lot coming from my side of the family. And I don't mean just parents, even relatives, just talking, giving their 2 cents. But what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know why. I told Matt if he wasn't who he is as a person, I wouldn't be who I am as a person. Because we've also helped build each other. We've helped each other grow and learn. Everything hasn't been perfect. We've had our ups and downs, and I don't mean cheating or shit like that. Neither of that's been on our radar. We're not those kind of people. I just mean with maturity. We used to cuss each other out. Door slamming, hissy fits. And again, this is why I said a lot of communication didn't happen until much later. Late 20s, early 30s. And I don't know, I told Matt, maybe we were just scared to say or ask for things, or say hey, this is what I need, or this is what you're doing, or this is can we work on this? The communication wasn't there. But anyways, my husband, when we're out around other people, we might not show affection, but our kids, they see us, they're all get a room. It's not just affection as in sexual things, but my husband says I love you all the time. Both our kids do it. I love it because my mom and dad, they would always say love you. The hugging. I'm trying to keep on train of thought, but Matt's I got lucky with him. I feel I wouldn't be who I am without him. I could see me probably being on drugs, to be honest, or an alcoholic, if he wasn't the one who was put into my path. And to be honest, what's funny, when I say put on my path or maybe a trail, the day I met Matthew, because here's the thing, when we moved to Newfoundland, I didn't meet him. We moved to Newfoundland October. I didn't meet him until February. And he said these months, because he knew Tiffany and he was hanging out with her, and he was always hearing Tiffany, but random guys, because girls didn't talk about me. He said, for the most part, just guys. These guys talking about me, and he really wanted to meet me. And I met him. He was coming up the street from the crossing. We met at the intersection or the stop sign. So it was there's a stop sign. there's one road coming down Brook Street. There's one road that's going up, and then there's like that side road. Tiffany and I were coming from the doctor's office because we both started birth control that day. So we were, I don't know why we walked this route. We could take any other route. It was winter. Maybe there were snowbanks. But anyways, Tiffany and I were heading on our way to head down to Skinner's Pharmacy, and who'd we run into? Matthew, who I never met. Looked like the geekiest person I've ever seen in my entire life, but like geeky, cute, geeky, interesting. Like, he intrigued me. And he was there with my current boyfriend at the time. I'm not going to even say his name. Anyways, from that day forward, Matt starts showing up everywhere with my boyfriend at that time. And that was a boyfriend I was trying to, it wasn't healthy. Even at 16, that was an effed up relationship to be in. That was messed up. But I think it's like that February. It was very quick. Matt and I ended up finding, I mean, people in the crossing who know that situation with that boyfriend, how that ended. Anyways, that ended up ending that February. And Matt and I have been together since. Even though, like I said, I broke up with him, I think 2 times. I think Matt said maybe even 3 times within like a month, one or 2 months. And I also felt like people were like, oh, you gotta get together and stay together now. By that time I would have turned 17. Because I was 16 when we met, and then my 17th birthday was a couple of months later. I remember the last time I broke up with him, and I was in my bedroom, and I stayed up all night crying, and I was like, why did I listen? Like, I'm not going to say the 2 girls who got in my ear that the night before, but I was like, why did I listen to them? And then I started talking to God. I prayed, like, I mean, people might say, like, Tammy, that's weird. You're just a teenager. Why are you praying about your husband? Because he wasn't even my husband, but I prayed for him. I knew his routine, so the next morning I told my mom, I'm not hungry. I will be right back. And I ran down the street quickly, and I stood out in front of Chad Brumsley's house, and I flagged Matt down because Matt was on his way to school. He went to school in Stephenville for, I don't know, it was like Compy College or something. Matt got out, and it was just waterworks. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I was listening to other people. Like, why? Anyways, I'm glad that I ran out there, because Matt said that if I wouldn't, I've seen him that morning, he was done. Because, yeah, I hurt his feelings. I mean, and then, like, even throughout the years, we've hurt each other's feelings in other ways, not from, like, breaking up or anything. But anyways, all this to say, he's great. I'm glad. I hate the fact that we moved to Newfoundland. But, you know, then you gotta think, well, if this wouldn't have happened and this wouldn't have happened, again, if we wanted to move to Newfoundland, I'd probably be an alcoholic. Yeah. An alcoholic, or the other thing, if I would have stayed with my nan, because I had the option to live with my nan Robishaw and stay in New Brunswick, but I wasn't told that until after we already moved to Newfoundland. And so I'm glad that I wasn't told that I had the option to stay. I had the option to stay because my parents said they thought they weren't worried about me. And I don't mean like don't worry about me in a bad way, but I'm glad they didn't tell me, because I think I would have chosen to stay in New Brunswick and live with my nan. So I would have been an alcoholic, but thinking about it, if my parents would have told me I had the option to stay, I would have stayed with my nan. And I would have taken care of her. I love that woman. I don't idolize her. I don't believe in idolizing people, but I love my nan. This can go on to a whole nother rant, but this is like over an hour. My nan Ravashaw, I think she's probably I know lots of people are forgetting, but I think my nan Ravashaw is the most selfless, loving, forgiving, open-hearted, open arms, open doors, what person I've known my entire life. You could do that woman wrong so many ways, and she would love you through it. She would forgive you through it. She'd say, come back in, like, get in here. Those are qualities that, there's qualities about her that I could only hope to instill in myself and then eventually into my children. I mean, I am a very forgiving person. There's people I've forgiven and they have no idea. Love everybody. You could do me wrong a million ways to Timbuktu, whatever you want to call it. Still love you, forgive you, still let you in. Grace just watching me now. It's morning chat. Like,
It's been more than an hour.
listen, I could be sitting at my parents' coffee table, my father-in-law's coffee table, or kitchen table, one of my sisters, and I would be chatting for more than an hour with them. Yeah, think about it. I don't have anybody to talk to besides you, David, and Dad.
Talk to us.
Because you guys probably already hear all this random mumble jumble stuff I talk about. It's like having a visit with somebody, only it's like through the telephone. Just make it look like Grace is wearing her cat sushi shirt.
Hey, they don't even know what I'm wearing.
Well, it's cute. Got it off Shein. Is it Cheyenne or Shein? Shein. How awkward is it? I mean, not awkward. Isn't it suck when you're away from your family, your parents? Especially when you have...
Then why do you send me to school?
You have to go to school if you didn't have to. I mean, you can go back to homeschooling if you want.
You said I can't until high school. You're
Well,
trying to torture me.
I said I prefer until high school.
You're trying to torture me. Send me.
But you might want that high school experience.
Ugh.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on in high school.
Mom, the job I am set on for life is being a cop.
Yeah, and you can be a cop if you want.
I don't need much school for that.
You have to have school. You have to graduate, and then you need to like look into what else you have
I mean,
to.
not in person.
No, but you still have to graduate.
Yeah, I can graduate at home.
Anyways. Do not sit there staring at me. It's so weird.
What? You want homework gonna do that?
People at what?
At home watching this.
Yeah, there's probably like 2 people who are gonna watch this, maybe 3. Leah, Tiffany, and my Nan Cormier. I highly doubt anybody else is watching these. I guess I will do my eye makeup.
Don't mess up this time.
Because you can always watch this too while you're doing the dishes or making your bed or something.
I don't think I can get through the full video while making your bed. It takes 2 minutes.
I mean, I usually watch and listen to videos while I'm doing our stuff. I'm going to try this mini Starlight palette from Natasha Denona.
It's very bland.
It is bland, yes.
Okay, I go now.
Yeah, when you grow up in a close-knit family, would I say my family is close-knit? I feel like, to a certain extent. It's just that as we all gotten older, we all have different opinions. Something about me, I thoroughly enjoy listening to other people's opinions on things, no matter the topic. The only thing about me is I'm not into politics because I don't understand politics. We didn't grow up in a household where politics were talked about. So that's the only thing I would say I don't really have opinions on is politics. I've told Matt I think it's because I'm not dumb. I'm smart, but I'm smart with other areas. I'm not smart with politics. Yeah.
Why do people look at me like you're talking?
Because you're back there like doing shit. It's distracting. Like, yeah, it's distracting though. But yeah, I find other people's opinions on things interesting, fascinating. I'm not the kind of person who's like, oh, you're a liberal, so I'm not going to be your friend, or they're conservative, I'm not going to be their friend, or you believe in Bigfoot, like, get away from me. I still think my mom's Bigfoot. She doesn't like it, but I mean, it's like an ongoing joke about my mom being Bigfoot. I still remember one time when we were living on Nason Road. Who was that couple? There was a couple that had 2 daughters that lived down in the basement of our building. They lived in like one of the bottom apartments. They had 2 daughters. Shannon, I think one was Shannon. I don't remember their other daughter's name, but the husband had. No, hang on now. Wrong. It wasn't them. My Uncle James had come over and asked my mom if she had any shoes that I think April could borrow for something. And me being me, I said, well, my mom's got really big feet. So I think they'd be too big. My mom fucking grounded me. Just because I said she had big feet. Man, that's hilarious. I don't know if my mom remembers that. That has stuck with me like forever. That was hilarious. There's some shit that people might be like, man, your mom was mean or that. And I'm just, no, I never thought my mom was mean. I was not the kid being like my room, like, I don't like my mom or whatever. Although I did write, my mom found a letter, and I don't know if she still has it, but I wrote a letter, I think, to my, who was it to? My mom or my dad? And it was like I think I drew a picture, and I said, if you guys split up, I'm going with you. But I don't know if the letter was to my mom or to my dad. But I wasn't the kid. I never held grudges against my mom or my dad. I mean, my mom did the disciplining. Some stuff, yeah, you could say it was out of line. But as a parent and learning things, I get it. But there's some shit my mom did I just find hilarious. Like, and again, growing up in a household with 4 other sisters, don't worry, Amanda, you're my sister. We just didn't grow up in the same household. I have 5. Amanda, Terry, Tiffany, Billy Joe. I have 5 sisters, so there's 6 of us girls total. Only 5 of us lived in the same household. If you know, you know. We have a sister, Amanda. She's the oldest. My dad's daughter, not my mom's daughter, although my mom would still say she's her daughter. But me and my sisters, we would all give different accounts of growing up in the same household. We would all have different perspectives and opinions on our upbringing. I can only give my perspective and opinions. And again, to me, some of it, There's some stuff I remember, and my mom was shocked when I told her something. She's like, I didn't know you remembered that. Like, what the hell? I won't say it on here, but if you know, you know. Actually, I think Tiffany and Terry, they didn't say it, but I noticed a couple of weeks ago, one of them commented something about something, and I was like, oh, they remember that too? But my kids know, even Matt, even they laugh. I don't think my mom thinks it's funny. I know she feels bad. But I've never had a grudge against my mom for anything. I don't know. Some people would probably say I'm the type of person, I don't hold grudges. I have no ill will against people. They would say I just let people walk all over me. And it's not that. I just love everybody. And again, this goes back to my faith in God. You're supposed to love people. People who say, oh, the Bible teaches hate and stuff like that. No. God's message is love and forgiveness, okay? Do we want to get back on this topic, Grace? Because I'm pretty sure at one point, well over 15 years ago, was I bitter? I mean, I know I was bitchy. Oh, I shouldn't swear. It's something I don't do anymore. Is swear. I'd have to be really, really upset about something and let a swear word slip out.
We also want to do the tiniest baby swear. Yay.
It depends. You take advantage.
I don't take advantage.
You've even admitted to me that you know you behave and do things knowing full well that you're taking advantage. That will be a topic for another time, because you said this morning I should do a video talking about you, and I told Grace, are you sure? Because, you know,
it will expose me a lot.
It would expose some things, but, you know, I have no shame or anything. I mean, like, shame in being honest. We all are raising kids. Raising kids is tough shit. Like, yeah, it's tough. I think I should stop this video now. This is a good video. I'll probably leave it in, like, the headline saying, this is a good video to watch while you're cleaning. You don't even have to, like, watch the screen, even just listening to it. This is probably a video that you could just listen to while you're, I don't know, cleaning your house or going through your closet. Is today the day we do the closet? I seen it this morning again when I was digging. I mean, everything in my closet hanging up is like this, and I'm like, can't even get my finger in there to, like, you know, look at my shirts.
You're lucky you have that many clothes. You have all the hangers. I can't put anything in my closet, so my dressers are filling up.
You gotta take the hangers from the front closet here. There should be hangers whenever I go in and do that. You know what? I'm just gonna finish the eye makeup. Ooh. I know I said this video is long, but again, you can listen to this video while you're doing something. What was I talking about? We're not gonna talk about you, because I could literally talk about you in several videos. Everything from, like, you know, raising a boy and raising a girl, mental health with both kids, mostly Grace.
The mental health was hard. Oh, it's still
A lot of us are dealing with mental health stuff on one level or another. Some people aren't aware of it. I myself have been, my depression's like, it comes and goes. Sometimes it's worse than others. But I'm very self-aware, so I notice it right away. Never taken medication for it, never will take medication for it. My medication for depression is God. Again, call me a retard or weirdo, but yeah, the stuff God's gotten me through by me crying and talking to him. I remember, this is going This is how I talk, okay? So just get used to it. Because I'm going to probably do a random video every morning. Morning chats.
Listening to you talk.
I mean, if nobody wants to listen to me chat, they don't have to. They just can't talk back. The only way for people to hear me is to just watch videos of me talking. Because people always talk over me. Not in my own household. But people always talk over me. What was I going to say?
I don't know. As I mean,
This is the only place that I can talk where people won't talk over me. I can't rewind this and be like, what was I going to say? I mean, you guys can just listen to this video. How does this look? You guys can't really see it. Oh, that's pretty and soft. I'm just gonna... Oh, here we go. Here's like another supernatural... Yeah, I believe in the supernatural. I was putting like a darker shade up here. There was one time during my depression times, I think Grace... It was either right before her first birthday. Are you crying?
no.
It was either right before her first birthday or second birthday. I was at a point where I think I was talking to Tiffany a lot more on phone calls and in chats. And she was talking about St. Martin's, how awesome it was. She just was making St. Martin seem like I just really want to go back. Who else was I talking to? Tiffany. I was listening to very depressing, sad music. I'm going to say something about things that we watch and listen to here in a second. Yeah, so why did I bring up Tiffany and St. Martin's? I don't know. When Grace, yeah, she was either one or two. And I got into this point where I was out here in the living room and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And sorry for swearing. I don't like to swear. What am I doing with my life? I was like, I'm married. I have 2 kids. I'm not having any more kids. I was just like, and I was in my 20s. Yeah, because I had Grace in my 20s. Like, it was like, Matt said he thinks I was having like a mental breakdown or midlife crisis. And I was like, a midlife crisis in my 20s? But I mean, I did grow up fast. And I'm glad I did. I wouldn't want to be just having kids now in my 30s. Even in my late 20s. I'm glad that we had David as young as we did, even though family didn't like it. Too bad. Like, you weren't the ones raising our kids, or raising David. Did it suck because we didn't have a place to live. So, like, thank God Matt's parents let us live with them until we got our shit together and moved out here. Like, seriously, though. His parents did help. But we raised David on our own. We rarely ever asked for anybody to watch him because my mindset was, if you having a kid, you watch your kid yourself. Not everybody agrees with that, but my thought was, yeah, you have kids, you watch your own kids. But if you need help, don't be afraid to ask. Although, this go off topic, I needed help. I had postpartum depression and people either didn't see it or they did see it and they just kept their mouth shut. I'm not sure why. But I needed help. Lots of people actually had postpartum depression and they didn't get the help they needed. I wish I did. I wish somebody would have recognized it because I didn't recognize it until much later when David was like 2, 3.
Get that out of your mouth.
So, you want to have a conversation, do you? Oh my god.
Retard.
I can't help it. So I was gonna say supernatural. I've told this to people, and I don't think they were sure how to react or whatever. I pretty much had I was in a depressive episode. I was talking to God, saying like, "Is this where I'm supposed to be? Am I supposed to be in Alberta? Are Matt and I supposed to be together? Should I be the one raising our kids? Should it just be Matt who raises our kids and be a single dad?" Mind you, people might be like, "Wow, that's fucked up, Tammy," but I've told Matt all this, and that could be another topic of him. He feels so bad, and I told Matt I wasn't mad with him or anything. He wasn't around. That's why I said, like, over the years, the communication has changed. But yeah, I was like in my room, down on my knees, crying out to God. What am I doing? Like, what do I do now? I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I don't remember what else I said. I wasn't planning on leaving Matt. Although I told Matt, I think there was like once or twice where I was like questioning, like, should we be together?
Why is your face so close to the camera?
I don't know. I mean, I could sit back here, but I don't know. I lean forward. Or, don't take me off my train of thought. You gotta back off. Yeah, there was even like a time or two where Matt, we're both surprised we stayed together. Let's just put it that way. If you guys want to know things, because neither one of us are embarrassed or ashamed. Again, no cheating ever occurred in this relationship. Even before marriage, neither one of us cheated. Although I told him I did kiss a guy that I said I didn't like. I'm not gonna say who it was. And I always thought the guy hated me too. Anyways, there was like a one-time kiss that happened. We weren't married or engaged or anything, like we were teenagers. And it was the most awkward shit, and it's just like, okay. That guy and I, we talked afterwards and stuff. Like, what would you call friendly? We're not friends, but I guess that was like the closest to cheating. I don't know. Did I feel bad? Yes. Yeah, if you guys want or have any interest, because we don't want people thinking everything was like all roses and shit. We've gone through some shit. A lot of it was like mental stuff, emotional stuff, again, maturity. Because Matt and I were both very, very immature. Thank God, though, we learned how to communicate. The communication is what got us through everything. Owning up to shit, our behavior. To be honest, I have no problem. Matt and I were toxic to each other from the time we got pregnant with David to right up until I impulsively packed David and I up and we went back to Newfoundland for 1 year. Matt and I weren't split. We were still together, but story time. I'll do that in another video. David and I went back to Newfoundland, and that year, almost right away, Matt, he was scared. He's scared that I was done, that I was going to divorce him. And I told him, like, no, I'm not divorcing you. We just got to get our shit together and grow up. So Matt came out for Christmas. Man, I knew right away that me being impulsive is not a good thing. I'm not impulsive like that anymore. We both made a deal that neither one of us is ever getting on a plane without the other one ever again. So if a family member, for instance, is like, hey, Matt, can you come to Newfoundland see us? He's not going to go. I just want to put that out there, and vice versa. if someone were to ask me to go, it's not going to happen. Our pact is that neither one of us is going anywhere without the other anymore. And I don't mean like he's working. I mean like us getting on a plane to go see family. We either both go or neither one of us goes. Again, on my knees in the bedroom, crying out to God. But like what? Just, I don't know. There's no way I'm the only person that's gone through that kind of thought process. Anyways, I went from being on my knees praying to God and talking, crying out to him, and then I got up in bed and I was sitting in bed. No where of a lie. I was sitting up in bed, blankets up onto me, and I literally felt a hand. It was a monstrous hand. I felt that, like, I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 of my hands. I felt it come down. And just thinking about it, the calm that I felt that came over me was just... Was it God himself? Was it an angel? To me, it has to be one of the two, God or an angel. Definitely not a loved one. Do I want to drink?
No, drink. Your voice sounds nasty right now.
Well, yeah, because I'm talking a lot, not drinking.
Yeah,
Um,
drink.
The calm that I felt after that. I told my mom about that. I told Matt. Our kids know. I don't know if I told anybody else.
You told me.
Yeah, I know I've told you too. The calm that I felt though. Every thought that I had was gone. To know how comforting that was. Like, again, that was either the hand of God or, I mean, I would imagine his hand would be bigger than that. But the calm and the comfort and the peace that came over me, oh, it was like, I just can't get over it. That has stuck with me. I can tell you another thing. Okay, people, not everybody knows this. I've had 2 miscarriages. I have a hard time talking about either one. One more so in particular. Jesus, I should just cut and talk about that another time. I'm pretty sure one of the miscarriages I had was a boy, and man, this is so weird. It's so weird things hit me emotionally. But I'm pretty sure we never knew what, obviously, miscarried early, right before the 2nd trimester, but I believe in my heart that was a boy. I believe in my heart I got to hold him. I've told this dream to my mom. I've told Tiffany. I think I told my aunt, my Nan Cormier. Even after all this time, because he would have been, that baby, if that would have stuck, would have been 15. But I'm pretty sure it was a boy, and I got to hold him in a dream one time. This dream, I still remember it quite vividly. It's not apocalyptic, but there was shit I was doing. And again, I think I will talk about this because, again, I'm not ashamed or embarrassed to talk about stuff that I did that I might have had an addiction to. But I feel like this dream was a symbolization of what I was doing and I needed to get out of it. And this little boy was in that dream. And I recognized him as soon as I seen him as my son, and I got to hold him briefly, but I got to hold him. So yeah, he'd be 15 now. I don't, to be honest, it's not that I don't want to think about the miscarriages, but I never realized how hard that was until afterwards. My feelings were also hurt because, and it's no shade or anything, but Matt's mom told me when we told her I miscarried, she was like, oh, well, you know, try again. Several people, nobody in my family, but a few people on his side pretty much were like, I mean, two people were like, well, like, we're really sorry, and, you know, that's hard and stuff, but being told, like, it almost being brushed off, like, oh, just go get pregnant again. And then, yeah, we didn't have Grace till later. There's 6 years between David and Grace. He's 19 and she'll be 13 this week. I prayed for her. What? No. Yeah. I think I might talk about this tomorrow or another video, but I prayed for Grace. Even though I've told both David and Grace I think I'm a shitty mom when I shouldn't have been a mom. Anyways, I'm gonna get off.